Welcome to Language Fields Academy. Today we're going to study conditional sentences. Conditional sentences express the degree of probability that something will, might, or could happen. Structure. A conditional sentence is composed of two parts, if clause plus main clause. Example, if it rains tomorrow, this is if clause. We will not come. Main clause.
Zero-type conditional.
A zero-type conditional is used to make the statements about the real world and often refers to the general truths, such as scientific facts. In these sentences, the time is present or always, and the situation is real and possible. Examples: if you heat water, it boils. Water boils if you heat it. When you heat ice, it melts. Ice melts when you heat it. If it snows, the grass gets white. The grass gets white if it snows. When it rains, the grass gets wet. The grass gets wet when it rains. So now we're gonna study the forms. We can make a zero conditional sentence with two present simple verbs, one in the if clause and one in the main clause. Number two, if, when, unless plus present simple and present simple. Let's move on to the first type conditional sentences. What is the meaning and the use? The first conditional is also called the real conditional because it is used for the real or possible situations. These situations can take place if a certain condition is met. So, in the first conditional, we can also use unless, which means if not. In the other words, unless he hurries up could also be written as if he doesn't hurry up. First type conditional sentence. If it rains, we will stay at home. He will arrive late unless he hurries up. Sophie will buy a new car if she gets her raise. So let's talk about the forms. The first conditional is formed by the two present simple in the if clause followed by a comma and future simple verb, will plus infinitive. In the result clause, you can also put the result clause first without using a comma between the clauses. If he finishes on time, we will go to the movies, or we will go to the movies if he finishes on time. Now, second type conditional sentences. The second conditional is used to talk about the situations or actions in the present or future, which are not likely to happen or are imaginary, hypothetical, or impossible. If I were a rich woman, I would travel around the world. I think it is very unlikely that I'll be rich. However, in this unlikely condition, I will travel around the world. Number two, if I wasn't watching TV now, I would be playing tennis. I am watching TV, but I am imagining an alternative activity that I would be doing if I wasn't watching TV. If you had a bigger dog, your house would be protected. You don't have a big dog, but I am imagining how protected you would be if you had one. Number two, if I were an alien, I would be able to travel around the universe. It is impossible for me to be an alien. However, I am imagining what I would do in this situation. Number three, I would go to Paris this summer if we passed all our subjects. That is our plan, but unfortunately, we know we are not going to pass all our subjects. If plus past simple plus conditional would. Number two, conditional would plus if plus past simple. Number three, verb be is usually a verb for all the subjects. Was first and third person is colloquial. Now we have third type conditional sentences. So let's study the meaning of the third type conditional sentences. The first conditional and the second conditional tell us about the future, With the third conditional, we refer to the past. We speak about the condition in the past that did not happen. That is why there is no possibility for this condition. The third condition is also like a dream with no possibility of the dream coming true. If I had traveled to Italy, I would have visited Lucca. If you had gone to a good mark, would you have complained to the teacher? What would you have done if it had snowed last weekend, but it didn't snow? Now we have forms. If plus past perfect, would have plus past participle. Number 2, past participle if plus past perfect. Use of unless. I won't go out unless he comes too. Use of even if. Even if it rains, we'll go to the match. Use of if only. If only I had money, I would go out more. Use of as long as or so long as. You can use the car as long as you take care of it. One condition that I'll lend you the car on condition that you take care of it. Providing that I'll lend you the car provided that you take care of it. Assuming that. Assuming that you take care of the car, I'll lend it to you. Fun slide. I would have called him if I had known he was angry with me. Now we're gonna study their uses for question. Supposing that. Suppose you had a lot of money, would you give up work? What if? What if you had a lot of money, would you give up work? Imagine. Imagine you had a lot of money, would you give up work? Now we have their uses as polite requests. We can use if, will in requests. If you will take your seats, ladies and gentlemen, we can begin the meeting. If you want to make a request more polite, you can use if would. If you would take your seats and then so on. We wish use and if only plus past simple, continuous or could when we want a situation or a thing in a present to be different or to change. The time of the action referred to in the subordinate clause is same as the time of making the wish. He wishes that he were rich. I wish I didn't have to leave. I wish he was waiting for me. I wish I could help you. We use wish plus would to complain about a thing or a situation. She wishes that you would come to the meeting tomorrow. I wish that you wouldn't be so rude. I wish my mother would let me go out till late. She wishes that her child would sleep all night long. Thank you.